Hi everyone, Christopher here, and welcome back to another episode of Fossil Forward Finds. We have another What Sold video for you. We are behind. This is for November 2nd through 8th, and we are halfway through December, so I have some catching up to do. But let's dive right into this because we have a good one for you. During this week, I did 33 orders. Again, multiple quantity sales for a total of $490.48 gross, which is certainly above my typical average, which is great. Unfortunately, this does not continue, foreshadowing, this does not continue through the rest of November into December. Um, and some of that has to do with the fact that I don't generally sell things that are typical Christmas presents. Um, Not that you can't gift ephemera, people do, but it's just not your standard fare. And also, there's some fun going on with eBay promoted listings. There, you've probably seen other sellers talk about it. I'm not going to go into it other than I've stopped promoting mine, so that's obviously going to slow traffic down. But anyways, let's get a quick scroll through here, and then we'll look at the ones I selected for you. So, postcards, of course. We did do quite a few swap cards this time. I did pull a few to show you. Let's see, you got a first day cover in there. Don't sell those too often. This was a nice Christmas one. Photographs, more swaps, postcards, POGs. Got a couple POGs to show you this week. Pin back. Yeah. So POGs lead the day, but there was a good variety this time. So let's hop into what's sold. Alrighty, as usual, I'm going to start off with a few non-postcard items, and we are going to start off with something a little different, and that is this gold tone sports bra lapel pin. Yeah, you heard that correctly. I think I got this from Mrs. Primetime back when they were selling on Whatnot, so that would have been a while ago. But I do not recall. It's been floating around the unlisted inventory for a long time. I finally got it listed in September of 2024, and it did take over a year to sell, but it went for the full asking of $5.99 plus shipping. I don't know what one does with a sports bra lapel pin, but I am hoping it found a good home. All right, next we got this snapshot from Vacation to Mexico. This is a series of photos I got from Flipping Rue ages ago. This one I also listed in March of 2024. I recently just got a new batch from her, so that's on my to-do list to list. I actually haven't even finished the first batch, so I should finish all of them together because they have sold reasonably well. I made my money back pretty quickly on the first few I had listed, and they just kind of trickle in here or there. It's just a nice older couple, man, woman, who traveled around Mexico, and there's just been some great snapshots in there. So there's the back. This one does have a crease on it. I think this one had no date on this one. Some of the photos from the set do have information on the back. But this one sold on offer for $6.39. Happy with that. Right, I promised you some swap cards. Like, so here we go. This person bought 5 or 6. I think there's 4 here, and then I purchased a 5th one in a separate order. Primarily pin-up swap cards. Just as a reminder, swap card is generally a playing card that people would trade around. So oftentimes you see them as jokers or blank backs, but they can be any of the numbers. In this case, ace of clubs. So, series of little pin-ups here. I think I got most of these from BBS Trunk Vintage on Whatnot, but it didn't mark it, so I'm not sure. This one is not a pin-up, but I got from 342 on Whatnot. So after shipping and fees and all that jazz, I made $16.15 on this order. So that works for me. They save 20% by putting multiple items in their cart at once. Alright, I promised you some POGs as well. This one is not from the big POG haul. This is one I probably purchased off eBay a while ago. But this is a slammer, plastic slammer. You can see it's got the little finger grips on the back there. And yeah, Spider-Man. Nice holographic. I probably could have put holographic in the title there. A holographic slammer. Sold for the full asking of $6.99. Typically, I send the regular POGs eBay standard envelope because the slammers tend to be thicker, and in the case of the metal ones, heavier. I do tend to ship those ground advantage, so that does cause them to sit around a little bit longer because you have that added shipping cost. Alrighty. We are trucking right along. This one I did talk about before, not in the context of what's sold, but just in the context of some of the POG videos, which I do know I have to get back into along with everything else. I've been sort of just focusing on postcards at the moment, but I will get back into POGs here in a bit. But this was one of the full sets or nearly full sets of Garfield POGs. 1 second. But yeah, this had all, let's see, all 90 of the original Garfield Pogs, minus the, I think it was letters A through F, which was sort of a bonus one. I was missing 1 or 2 of the letters, so I kept those separate. Actually, I think I need to list those still. I was waiting to see if I would add them to this listing, if I could complete the set or not, but it sold before I found the replacement. So, but yeah, showed all the different Pogs so they can get an idea of condition. I don't think I showed the backs on any of them. Now, if they had anything special on the back, I would have showed a set of the backs, but they did not. And I put them in this yellow carrying POG case, which is kind of different. You can see here, this one has a little belt buckle on it. So you can carry around your POGs on your belt and be super cool. So again, $50 on that one, plus shipping. Got nice positive feedback. Very pleased with that. All right, into the postcards. This one came from the Albany Flats. This was one of those like folder booklet things. Here, came in one of these type of things. Has the cards inside from the Albany Estate Sale Hall. I take the cards out of here and list them individually. And in this case, it was a whole series of Hiroshima related postcards talking about the atomic bomb, so forth. This one, Statue of a Head, sold for the full asking of $9.99. I'm pretty sure I've sold a few others from this set. Since then, they may come up in future what sold. But this one I listed in October of this year, so it sold pretty quickly. All right, this was a Dave F. Brother on What Not Find. He often brings QSLs to the sale. He knows I like them. This one was an interesting one from the USSR, Soviet Union, Russia, whichever way you want to refer this to. But big old red star there. 1917 to 1977. Though we do have a postmark date? Yeah, we have a date of 1982, I believe, on the back there. But in any case, little Cold War Soviet history, sold for the full asking of $9.99. I listed that in May of this year, which not too bad for QSL card all around. Again, I usually prioritize QSL cards that have the nice graphics and or interesting locations. Alrighty, moving right along. Staten Island Ferry, New York. This came from the Ithaca Book Show that I did back in October of this year. I did a few haul videos. I actually had a 4th one that I never released. Should I release that video? Let me know in the comments. Anyways, this one sold for the full asking of $19.99 on one bid. I had it set up for auction. And I can tell you that the reason why this probably sold was the World Trade Centers in the skyline. I pick those up anytime I see them. I make sure I mention it in the title, item specifics every time I see it. And I price it up every time I see it, and they tend to move. I do have a few collectors that I know pick them up consistently from me. I don't know that this one went to them. I think it went to someone else entirely. Might have been going to someone more related to the Staten Island Ferry. I don't know. But in any case, a nice sale. Unused on the back there. Continental size. $20. Alrighty, this comes from Albany Album number 12. This is one of the Hold to the Light postcards. I have a second one of these somewhere, which will stay in my collection when I come across it. Probably, unless I find a Hold to the Light better that I like. But as you can see here, here's with the light from the back. Get the flag shining through the 1976. This was the bicentennial celebration. It was also a first day cover, first day issue at the same time. A nice little cross niching there. It did sell for the full asking of $19.99. It went on Buy It Now October 6th, so that is pretty good. So there you go. I don't find Hold the Lights too often, so finding, I think, 3 so far in the Albany albums has been fun. All right, you all know how much I like my embroidered postcards, especially the embroidered ladies. Many of them come out of Spain, including this one. We got a series of flamenco dancers in their traditional outfits there. This one is artist signed by Elsie Gumier. Gumier? I'm not probably pronouncing that correctly. Do I have it written? No. I may not have noticed that at the time. Newer listings, I do make sure I include that artist signature in there. But this is a more common one. He or she, I'm not sure, did a lot of these embroidered art postcards. So, and this one was from Granada, Spain. So I love the colors on this one. The yellow and black are very striking. We got a tambourine, I think. And yeah, pretty good condition. Sold for the full asking of $19.99. You can see why we had a good week here. All right, this one, is this the last one? Yeah, I guess it is the last one. Look at that. We just raced right through them. All right, this last one is an interesting one, and I'm showing you stuff I don't want to show you. All right. So this one came from Albany album number 17. I'm just showing this quickly. It did sell for $27. After shipping and fees, I made $17.16. And here's a close-up view of this one here. So it's just some trees. We got cedar and white pine timber along the, let's see, Washington Northern Railroad. I had to look up exactly what that was. And then on the back here, we had an interesting stamp. I don't know if that contributed to the sale or not. I did look this one up, and, it's not a expensive stamp per se, but it's less common than some of the other ones. I don't often do a lot with the stamps on the back of the cards, but if I see one that I haven't seen before, I usually will take a second to look it up. We also had the World's Panama Pacific Exposition cancellation over here, which also may have added to its intrigue. In any case, it sold for 9 bids, $27. Because I started below that $20 threshold, I did have it as free shipping, which is why my take-home was less than you might have expected. But considering that I started it at $12.99 and I made $17 after shipping and fees, I am not complaining. This is why I do try most postcards or most items that are unique, where I can't find other listed of them. I do try them on auction first. Sometimes you win. Most times they just sell at one bid or not at all, and you sell them at buy now. But it's worth the try. Just price it at a price you are happy with accepting, and that just shows the whole list of bidding there. In any case, that is the end of this week. I'm going to try to catch up on these what solds quickly here. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below, and we will catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching.